What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. So today we are talking about a very controversial movie, Captain Marvel. This is not a review of the movie, this is more like a video essay and kind of sharing my thoughts on the movie. So let's get into the video. So first of all, my opinion on the movie. I did say the movie, I had fun watching it. But in general the movie is average at best. It was a story that I was interested in. I wanted to see young Nick Fury, I wanted to see Captain Marvel, what was all about. But apart from that, the movie is average, the writing is really bad, and there's so many plot holes in the movie that don't make sense at all. About previous movies as well, because this movie is set in the 90s. So that's about it, about my opinion. So, as I said, I wasn't impressed with the writing of this movie in general, but in this video I'll focus more on Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel herself. I didn't like the way Brie Larson acted straight away when the movie starts. I don't know if it was the directors or Marvel or it was her choice, but she kind of reacts the same to everything that's happening to her. It either is something sad, something happy. I found her performance kind of wooden, to be honest.
How long do you plan to be in town?
Oh, I'll be out of your hair as soon as I track down the Skrulls that are infiltrating your planet.
She was sarcastic all the time, throughout the movie. And when you are sarcastic all the time, to the audience you come across as mean, and keep that in mind. And the main reason that I didn't like this movie is because Carol Danvers is not an active protagonist. She rarely moves the plot forward, she is a passive protagonist. Things happen to her and she just reacts to things, but she never makes decisions and choices so she can move the plot forward. Take for example Wonder Woman, which is a female-led superhero, which I liked, personally I loved as a movie. It's her choice to leave the island. She decides that even everyone was saying that the world of men don't deserve her saving. She made the decision to leave the island and go stop the war. That is what you call an active protagonist. And what's even worse than being a passive protagonist is when the character doesn't have a story arc by itself. Throughout the movie, Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, she doesn't change. Apart from her learning her past and where she comes from and what happened, like as a character, she doesn't change. She doesn't change her mindset, she doesn't change her emotions. She is still the same person as she was when the movie started. If you take for example Iron Man, in Iron Man 1 when he started he was a different person, and when he left that cave he was a completely different person. Captain America in the first Avenger, when he started the movie, he was a different person. He wanted to fight, he couldn't fight. The end of the movie, he becomes Captain America, he becomes a super soldier, and he realizes that even that is not enough and sacrifices himself to save others. The same with Thor, was arrogant, he always thought he was better than everyone, and by the end of the movie, that everything has changed, and he fights for the good of Earth, let's say. Nothing like that happened in Captain Marvel. She was the same mean, sarcastic person when she started, and she was the same mean, sarcastic person when the movie ended. As I said, apart from her learning all that stuff, emotionally, I never felt that she changed. I never felt that she realized that she did realize that she is human, but not in any way we as the audience felt that she was changed. And this is where I think Marvel really messed up this time. This is a really controversial stuff that I wanted to talk about. We already know this movie made 155 million on its first weekend, which is a lot of money. And there is a few reasons for that, which I'm going to talk about now. First of all, Marvel and Disney are huge, multi-billion companies in Disney's case, and they are very smart people, and they know what people want, and they strategically placed this movie between the two Avengers movies. The credit scene of the Avengers Infinity War was about Captain Marvel. We've been hearing about Captain Marvel the whole year, and they know what people want. They know that this controversial feminist stuff and all of that kind of stuff people want to hear. That's why they keep pushing. That's why they had Brie Larson talk all of those things that she was talking about in every interview she did. When you have a good movie that people want to see, it's nice to have those messages in there about feminism, about equality, men and women. That's very nice. But no one likes it when they shove it down our throats and they act like this is a first female-led superhero movie, which is not. We've had plenty. There was Wonder Woman. Recently we had Alita, Battle Angel. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen, if you want to see a really strong female protagonist, that's a movie you should be watching, not Captain Marvel. We move on. And then since the 80s and the 90s we've had the Terminator, we've had Alien franchise, we've had Kill Bill, we've had so many movies, we've had Catwoman, we've had Elektra, and literally like thousands of female protagonists. Again, that's what they do, that's how they market it, no problem there. I just don't like when they shove it down your throat that it's something special. It's not. This movie is not anything special, I can guarantee that. All I'm trying to say is that if your movie is good, you make it even better if you include these real problem messages. But on the other hand, I don't know anyone who will think, oh, it's a female-led superhero movie, I'm not watching it. Like, no one thinks like that, and they've got it completely wrong, and I don't even know how this thing started. Now, are there some shitty people out there? Of course there are. Obviously, there are some shitty people out there. But that doesn't mean that everyone thinks like that. If you have your cast preach in every interview and talk about these things in every interview, people will get sick of it, and people got sick of Captain Marvel before it even started. And that's why Rotten Tomatoes was forced to remove the rating before the movie came out. And that has never happened. That is really something that, in our way to equality, we are actually bringing us apart, if that makes sense, what I'm saying. Now, before I close this video, it's already very long, and if you made it this far, thumbs up for you, well done. Think about this. If a 40-year-old white man had said that if a 40-year-old white woman doesn't want to watch the movie, she shouldn't watch it, what would have happened actually? Everyone would rage, all the major papers, all the major publishers would rage, but this time they all had her back, Captain Marvel, Brie Larson's back, because it's Disney and because that's how the system works. That's what's popular right now, playing the victim and talking about these issues, which they are issues, but when a multimillionaire talks about how difficult it is for women in Hollywood, I find that hard to believe, that she is a millionaire and she's like, oh, it's really hard to be a woman in Hollywood, which it must be hard, I don't know, but I don't know, it's like, how can she relate to real women? My mother has to wash dishes and to work and to do other stuff, and my grandmother, lots of other women every day. So that's all I'm saying. Again, thank you very much for watching this video. Please leave your comments down below. I want the conversation started. This is really a controversial video, but I wanted to make this video so I can give my thoughts and clarify all these issues. Again, the movie, I wouldn't recommend watching it. If you made it this far, again, thank you very much. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you already haven't, and I will see you in the next one.